His earliest memories were of the misty Scottish dawns, where the fog would hang, suspended just a few meters off the ground. It looked as if an ethereal ceiling had been placed above the earth that followed the contours of the lush, rolling hills of Number 1 at the Docherty Glen Golf Club. Lachlan Ross and the men who comprised his regular foursome exchanged pleasantries and good-natured insults as they proceeded through their ritual of preparation for the round ahead. Young Albert Ross, barely taller than his father's golf bag, wrestled it to the proper position beside the tee box. The cajoling of the foursome lifted the spirits of the group, and magically, in Albert's view, lifted the fog as well. After avuncular attention from his father and his friends, the serious business of golf would begin. Throughout the round, and the hundreds that followed it, Albert learnt the nuances and intricacies of the game. Albert's father and each of his friends were golfing legends across the county and beyond, and each taught the eager young man the different facets of the game that were their individual specialities. From Jackie Ryan, he got a higher education in putting. From Brodie O'Leary, he learnt the novelty shots that could get you out of the trouble that Brodie so often found himself drawn to, both on and off the golf course. George Connor taught him how to get close with his short game. His father taught him the art of the long ball, how to use every muscle and sinew to maximize distance. And together, they instilled in him the tenets of manhood: courage, honor, honesty, determination, good humor, and the practice of gentlemanly arts. Albert absorbed it all. After each round, while the men retired to the clubhouse to regale the gathering with a recap of the round, Albert dutifully cleaned their clubs, then took dozens of practice swings, incorporating the day's lessons and dreaming of a time when he could put them into practice. As is inevitable with young men, Albert grew tall and strong. Soon, his father's golf bag was at a convenient height to use as an armrest. Though the entourage who saw him almost every day barely noticed, his father was certainly aware of his son's development, his budding strength, and boyish good looks. So, one morning when Brodie was unable to attend due to one of his legendary differences of opinion with the local constabulary, Lachlan asked his son to complete the foursome. Most young men would have been excited to the point of nervousness, elated to the point of distraction, but not Albert Ross. This was the moment he had waited for. This was the moment he was born to. Though his first drive pierced the foggy ceiling directly above the center of the fairway, what everyone remembered was the unique sound of the report from his persimmon driver. It caused jaws to drop and glances below raised eyebrows to be exchanged. Then, the smiles followed. The details of the round that followed have been so layered with folklore that no one can say for certain exactly what transpired. But one part of the story has been consistently reported in every version. On number 7, the storied 528-yard par 5, Albert Ross shot the most elusive of all scores, a double eagle, when his second shot ended its 204-yard journey with a soft landing and a gentle roll to the center of the cup. For any golfer, it would be the shot of a career. But for Albert Ross, it was the first of many double eagles that would grow his following and secure his legend. So regularly would he score a double eagle that the idea of it being in any way attributed to luck was soon discarded. People came from across the county, A remarkable journey considering that automobiles were still a novelty. In time, fans would come from around the globe to watch this rare marvel that was Albert Ross. From the unique report of his driver to the 200-plus yard approach shots that fell softly from the sky with the accuracy of a putter, growing numbers came to watch him play round after round with his father and his lifelong friends. So powerful, so skilled did he become, that rare was the round that didn't include a double eagle. And each time the ball crisply hit the bottom of the cup for a double eagle, the throng would chant, "Albert Ross, Albert Ross, Albert Ross." The world outside, the connoisseurs of golf, may never have heard of Albert Ross, but for a missed train. On his way back to America, after covering the British Open for the New York Ledger, world-renowned sports journalist John Patrick missed his train, that in turn made him miss his ship home. Before tackling the daunting task of arranging new transport, Patrick settled on a stool at a neighbourhood pub. Between sips of Scotland's finest, he heard the patrons sharing stories of a local golf phenomenon. Certainly, they had to be exaggerations, he inadvertently said aloud. The silence that followed was deafening, as the entire room came to a complete standstill at his blasphemy. The next morning found the famous reporter among the crowd at Doherty Glen. He was sceptical of the average-looking foursome until the crack of Albert Ross's drive echoed over the hills. When Albert scored a double eagle on number 7 and again on number 13, the chants reverberated across the countryside. Albert Ross, Albert Ross, Albert Ross. Maybe it was the accent of the crowd or the vocal blur of their numbers, but what John Patrick thought he heard with each double eagle was not Albert Ross, but Albatross. That's how it appeared in the ledger, and that's how golf's most rare accomplishment came to be known as an albatross. Once the story hit the ledger, Albert's privacy became a victim of his fame. Amid offers to tour the world, turn professional, and endorse various and sundry products, Albert Ross politely declined. Among the attributes his father and his uncles had taught him was humility. The spotlight was more than he wanted. All he had ever really wanted was to make his father proud. Having accomplished that, Albert Ross quietly withdrew from public view. He continued to play, somewhat secretly, at dawn's first light in the private corners of the county. Few saw him, but many would tell stories of hearing a distant, unique crack of club-impacting ball, and of an aging foursome shouting what sounded like Albatross. The story of Albert Ross has slipped into the annals of golfing lore, but his quest for perfection lives on as the inspiration for the Albert Ross collection. Though you may never experience the thrill of an albatross on the golf course, we know you'll be equally delighted with the exceptional comfort, distinctive styling, go-for-it attitude, and outstanding value of every prestigious garment bearing the legendary name of Albert Ross.